Hey everyone, welcome back to another Dr. Twisted's Toy Time. Anyway, I had a great weekend for hunts. We went to a get together thing. It was just called Swapapalooza. This is like I guess, a yearly event. So we decided to go check it out. I found some great stuff for cheap. Then we went to a flea market and I found some great stuff there for cheap. And I also, the next door neighbors were throwing some other stuff out. I got a little bit of footage from the Swapapalooza. There was a lot of people there, and it was just chaos everywhere, so I didn't get much footage. So I was just going through stuff and grabbing things and hunting and hanging out with my family. But I did get some footage from the flea market, which is called Mike's Unique. Actually, I'll show you right now what I found at the neighbors. They had this big green like bookcase, and it has kind of like a little toy box at the bottom. I want to put it in the very back to hold tools and stuff like that. So that's going to go back there. That's still in my van. I haven't grabbed it out of my van yet. But I also, in there was this doll part. And if you know me and you've been seeing my stuff for a while, you know I like to make customs out of like doll parts and things. So I saw this, I was like, hell, it's in the package, I might as well grab it. I can use it. Also in the doll category, they had this crazy clown head. I thought that was awesome, so I grabbed that. My daughter might grab that, she really likes clowns. There was also this, I don't know what is that, a Shopkin or something, some weird little deal. And one Star Wars card with a stormtrooper. Oh, you can see Darth Vader in the background there, behind the blast doors. That's what I got for free from the neighbors. Now I'll do the Swapapalooza. So let me show you the little bit of footage I got. I did like that KO turtle there. I didn't have that one, but I didn't pick it up. Thought those Star Trek cards were neat. A few of the die-cast Star Wars. I really wanted that doll head, but I forgot to come back and get him. That guy was hilarious. A little chef or whatever he is. Lots of dolls. Tie Beanie Babies. I love that Joker hat right there. I thought that was cool. Jack Skellington. The Batman. The Shrek glasses were amazing. There's like poison bottles and other Halloween-y type stuff. Ghost plushes. Those salt and pepper shakers were awesome. Expensive though. This is the thing I got for my daughter, that Mickey Mouse vintage bubblegum machine. And there's the guy I got. Some other vintage Halloween stuff there. That witch mask was awesome. On the inside it had the like old Sunday funnies. Some wrestling figures. I was gonna pick them up for my friend, but some of them were missing hands. Like I said, it was. There's me and my daughter chaotic. Next to a train that was there. Digging and having fun, and the stuff I got, I don't even know if I got footage of, so let me get going. First off, I saw this guy, and I had to get this thing. This thing is so crazy looking. Kind of reminds me of Tiny Tim. Tiptoe through the tulips. But yeah, this thing is just crazy weird. Yeah. Know that I love crazy weird stuff. I couldn't leave him behind. He was $1. So I was like, hell yeah. Maybe even 50 cents. I think that like everything on this blanket was 50 cents each. So we grabbed this, and I also, on that blanket, my daughter got, and she got like it was a Ghostbusters ghost, but I think it was like a animal. It's weird. She got that. I'll probably show it at the end of the video. I'll find it and show that, because she also got something else and I forgot to grab it from the house. But I found this DC like window curtain liner. It's like small, but I'm always trying to find stuff for my ceiling here, because most of it's just brown walls. So I'm trying to find stuff to cover up the brown walls and make it more colorful. So when I saw this, I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. It's gonna go right up over here. It'll fit nice and perfect. And speaking of curtains, at another table, I found these Star Wars ones. And it's pretty big. And on my windows over here, I have pretty much like this, but the squares and the characters are probably like half, maybe a third this size. So I was like, maybe this is, because this is a lot longer as well, but this will go on my ceiling as well. Find a place for it. So I thought that was cool, because those were 50 cents or $1 each. I just couldn't pass the stuff up. Also, at another booth, it was like I walked in and they're like, everything on this table is $1/4 each. So I found this cool thing. It was I think it's like a Hot Wheels track piece for a haunted house. But I just thought like this thing was cool. It turns around and then it has this little skeleton guy that rotates. And on the back it's got like a little gravestone. I thought that was cool for like a little setup deal. Very awesome. For $1/4. Hell yeah. And I also had this in there. Pocket Screamer. I gotta check and see if I actually had this one. I know I've got a bunch of the witches, but I can't remember if I got the one with green hair, because I know there's different variants. So for $1/4, I'm not leaving a Pocket Screamer behind. And I also found like a little plastic McDonald's Furby toy for my daughter, because she collects Furbies. And she didn't have it, so I was super stoked that she didn't have that one. Let me see. At another place, I saw this Halloween globe. And the guy's like, I'll sell it to you for $2. And I tried it and it didn't work. And he's like, just give me $1. He wanted to get rid of it. He's like, I don't want to take it home. So I was like, for $1, I can't pass it up. So I got it home and it had batteries in it. And one of them was a little corroded, but it wasn't on the spring part. It was on the other part, and it wasn't that bad. So I just scraped it with a screwdriver after I opened it, put new batteries in it, and it works. So it's got the skulls. That's really cool. For $1, hell yeah. Very neat. I love those little like Halloween town displays. And it's supposed to be like a snow globe or something. I don't trust putting water in it. I mean, it's got like the little black confetti stuff in it, but I don't know. It didn't have water in it, so I'm not going to put water in it. I'll just leave the confetti at the bottom. It's just cool that it works. I will be taking the batteries out though, so they don't further corrode. The same booth I got this guy at. There was a bag full of tech deck stuff, which I got. There's this case, but I have it displayed with all the boards that were there. So me and my daughter, because my daughter wants to split it with me. I only want a couple of the boards, so she'll probably get most of it. But I want this girl skateboards, because back when I was skating, I liked the girl skateboards, and I also liked the Zero. This one didn't have trucks on it, but there's an extra pair of trucks in here. There's an Alien Workshop one, which Alien Workshop was one of my favorites. It's like I had an Alien Workshop Wake the Sheeple board, and I had the shirt. This one's really cool. This one's cool. I'm sure my daughter's going to want that one. Oh, they got a element board. That's cool. And there's another one I want. The little Grim Reaper kid. I think that's blind. Can't remember. My daughter wanted to learn how to start skateboarding, so I took her out this weekend and we were skating in the road and teaching her how to keep her balance and control the board and stuff. Oh, I didn't even see this one. Another one. An actual skateboarder on it. So I was trying to get her to learn how to control the board and steer and just keep her balance and stuff like that. So we were having fun. It's probably been over 20 years since I stepped on a skateboard, or actually skated around. So I was trying to get ollies back again. Moving anyway. Like standing still I could do them, but the moving was the hard part. I'd always land and then lean too forward and the board would stop. But I did land a couple, and I landed a couple no complies and stuff. So I was happy to actually get a trick in there. But there was also this little stairway in the bag. There was this little wedge ramp. It's a little like platform ramp. There's another little ramp. It looks like it's supposed to slide into something. And here's a little manual ledge grinder. And there was this case that had more trucks and tools and wheels and stuff in it. So that was pretty cool. Got that whole bag of skateboard stuff. She wanted $8. I said, would you take $5? And she said yes. So I got it for $5. And also, it's not my favorite piece from here, but it is definitely up there. I got this for $1. It is Santa Claus beating up dictators. There's Hitler. I think who's the Chinese? The only one I could recognize is Hitler. But I just thought this was funny. It says, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Interwoven, the greatest name in socks. I just thought that was hilarious that Santa Claus was beating up dictators. For $1. I mean, it says $8 on here. I picked it up. I was like, oh, I'm not going to get it for $8. And the lady looked at me and she's like, $1. It's $1. I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it for $1. I'm going to find a frame for that. That was a lot of fun. But my favorite piece, the last piece of this Swapapalooza haul, is this guy. It's like I got this and I got something from my daughter. And I've been wanting one of these for a very long time. I think it's from like the 50s. maybe 60s. His vintage Halloween scarecrow. I've seen him. I think there's another version that has like a little platform with wheels. But this guy has been on my radar for a long time. I love these old vintage Halloween toys. And I thought that was awesome. Because it doesn't have any melt marks on it. Because usually you find them and there's melt marks on it. The paint's not bad. There's like a little orange on the black up here and a little on the toe, but otherwise not bad. It's in really great shape. I just love this thing, and I am super happy to finally have it in my collection. That is awesome. All right, now on to the flea market haul, which is called Mike's Unique in Springfield, Missouri. I'll show you the footage right now. This cabinet's always really cool. Usually has a bunch of vintage toys and cool things in it. I like those Pac-Man cards, but he wanted $10 a pack. I was like, I can't do that for a pack of cards. And a bunch of cool Star Wars stuff, video games, G.I. Joe toys, and Thundercats, and Motu, TMNT. It's like a good mix of everything. I really dig this booth. And everything's 10% off too. There's a bunch of stuff I wanted, but I'll save that for another time. Then there's these G.I. Joe tunnel rats. A couple figures laying around. I think those are Avatar. That guy was kind of neat. Origins He-Man. That guy was cool. That was like something X. Some fun bins to dig through. So let's see what we can find. Batman. Some little DC figures. I wanted that Black Manta, but he was the only one I wanted in the bag. I'm not sure what this guy was. TMNT. Old X-Men figure. Butt Ugly Martian. There's another bin, more X-Men figures. We got Xanatos from the Gargoyles. Squishy, squishy, squishy. This is named Nihilus. All kinds of fun stuff. I like that Cyclops. I think I have him already though. I think he's one of the monster ones. Comic books. I like that Star Wars. Bunch of vintage cards. There was Magic. There was some Marvel and DC. All kinds of movies and fantasy cards. I always like seeing the card sets. Might have to go back and get some more. I did pick up a couple. Star Wars guy was interesting. I really like these things. Here's Johnny. Thought these were fun. Cheech and Chong next to a neon peace sign. These things were just horrific, and I loved them. I wish I should have got them. Interesting Frankenstein picture. I love this bust. I would have loved to have gotten this pinhead bust. Thought the alien bookends were cool. And these wooden Star Wars and Star Trek vehicles. Some wrestlers for my friends that like wrestlers. Some Goosebumps books. That's the first Choose Your Own Adventure book I've seen in a long time, but they wanted a lot of money for it. So just a bunch of randomness. These were awesome. I love that. I wanted to get that Spider-Man one, but I don't know why I didn't. Because it was awesome. Is this Laurel and Hardy? This was a cool robot. Some old Tonka trucks. Like to show some interesting things. There was a bunch of cool stuff in these bags, but good God, they wanted so much money for them. It's like everybody thinks they have gold, but everything was, a lot of stuff was beat up or missing parts, and I think that bag there they wanted $30 for. Or like half of it was McDonald's toys. That two figures they wanted 25 bucks for, and there was no weapons. And that bag I think was another $30 bag. Most all the good figures were missing everything. That was Pokemon stuff and some other dealy-doos. Bag of Batmans for like $20. All beat up. Some TMNT. Half the guys were missing arms or legs. The only thing that was good was the parts bins here, but they still wanted like 20 bucks or more for them. Which I guess technically isn't that bad, but I don't know. A couple of comic books to show different stuff. Thought this guy was funny. A little wind-up zombie. I think I might have that one. I know I have one from that set. These were neat. It was like a bunch of different Bionicles. Haven't never seen these ones. I always love seeing these old like horror pictures or Frazetta. House of a Thousand Corpses. A big old Kiss poster. And a baseball lunchbox. Bunch of random stuff that I don't care about. Some old magazines, a old Batmobile. An Imaginext giant dinosaur. This thing will live in my nightmares for a long time. The thing was great. Next to a little Grogu. And then there's a Charlie Brown. And Ziggy. It's not easy being a legend in your own time. A couple of interesting books. Some Lord of the Rings figures. This crazy Mickey Mouse. I love this. I wish I could have got this. This raid shelving display thing. That was really cool to see. Hey! It's the Fonz. Thought that was cool. Old advertising. These two were neat. I really like these. They wanted 30 bucks for it though. It's probably worth it. Some 3D masks. Some interesting 3D printed stuff. That was my favorite of the three. The red and black. Big old Batman poster. Some cool vintage lunch boxes. This one's probably my favorite. That was cool. Bag of Gundams and a basket full of more Gundams, minus the newer Voltron, and I think that's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Snake dude, but everything else was pretty much Gundams. This thing was hilarious. I love that thing. It made me smile. Some good comic books. I think I need that Daredevil. I might have to go back and get that one. It's pretty neat. This big blow mold 4th of July Snoopy. This thing's seen better days, but I think Porky Pig got a little nosy. Vintage Bugs Bunny book. It's cool to see that Batman cereal premium and that Hulk poster. This thing was cool. It was from the 70s. Swamp Thing figure, I have him, but it's cool to see him on the card. I like Magic too. That Hulk plush is hilarious. The talking Hulk was cool though. The Predator mask. Cheap Predator mask, I should say. Bunch of lunch boxes and newer Motu stuff. TMNT. That was an interesting lunchbox. That was cool. Independence Day set. Let's get on with these guys. As you can see, there was a lot of cool stuff. I really love that pinhead bust. I think they wanted like $65 for it, which wasn't bad. But I already spent quite a bit of money this weekend. So I wasn't going to test the fates because my wife was with me. She kept giving me dirty looks. But I did find some really cool stuff. So let me start off with, I picked up this McFarlane T-Rex thing here. I wanted to get this when it came out, but I missed it. And when I went back to get it, it was gone. And I never seen it again at the store. So this was like $4.99, I think it was. I know in the stores they were $10, so I was like, it was a sign. It was telling me to hold off because you'll find it for half off. So now I finally got this. And then thanks to one of my other buddies, I got the gorilla. So now I got the two that I wanted. The gorilla and the T-Rex cyborg. Alright. I found this guy. He's one of the old X-Men figures. I used to have this guy because I bought him when he was brand new. And I know I have the little red pieces that go in the front and the back here. Because I just saw them because I've been going through weapons and stuff I had. I got rid of the guy, but I still had those pieces. And he still has his swords. Had the swords in his hand. So I was like, I'm not going to leave him behind. I think it was like $1.99. So I always thought this guy was cool. I don't know why. I got rid of all my Toy Biz X-Men because that was one of the things that got me back into toys. Which I've always been into toys. But when I was 17, I quit collecting for like 3 months maybe. I thought I was too old to collect. And then I was like, you know what? Screw that. I like toys too much. It was the Kenner Aliens and Predators that brought me back in. Toy Biz X-Men figures. Those were big on my collector's list back then. I had pretty much all of them. But then I got rid of all of them. And I've been finding the ones that I really liked and adding them back to my collection. And he was one of the ones I liked. So for $1.99, hell yeah. Especially since he came with the swords. And I know I have his two pieces. So I think he's complete. I also found the Space Jam alien creature here. I have the other small, I think he's pinkish purplish character. And I only want the aliens. I think the aliens are really cool. So now I got two of them. I think there's one more, and there's like a tall one. So if I can find that one, I think there's only three. Maybe like the small mini characters. If I can find them, I'll pick them up. But now I got two of them. All right. I found this Bashosaurus. It was missing this piece here, but I had this piece. And so when I saw this without this, I was like, it was meant to be. I think it was 10 bucks, but it was also, I think, 10% off or something like that. So I got it for cheaper, and it's great shape. It still works. It's like no scuffs. Color's awesome on it. A little dirty in a couple places, but it'll clean up nice. I mean, the paint on the eyes is still really nice. Well, that was my piece anyway, but anyway, now I have a complete Bashosaurus. I thought that was very cool. Very cool indeed. The creme de la creme was I found this vintage Han Solo with trench coat. Excellent shape. Didn't have his gun or anything, but has his trench coat. There's like no stains on it that I can see. It's in really nice shape. And I didn't have this one, so I got him for, I think, 20 bucks. And for $20, I was not going to leave this guy behind. So that was one of my big purchases. But I also found some cards. Found a stack of Skeleton Warrior cards and a stack of Alien cards. But I'll go through these in another video. Maybe a short. I'll do those, but that's really cool. So I don't want this video to be super long, because this video is probably already really long. But I wanted to say thank you, and if you want to see more toy content, or if you want to see certain collections of mine, you can become a Patreon subscriber. I'm only asking for $1 a month. I mean, you can give me more. I have like a $5 tier as well. And if I get a certain amount of $5 tiers, then I'll start doing like contests and things where if I find some stuff out hunting, I'll do like giveaways and things. But that's down the line. If I get like 10 $5 subscribers, I'll start doing contests and things. And but if you want to subscribe for $1 a month, you can put in suggestions for, you know, hey, I want to see this collection, or can you do a deeper dive into this collection, or whatever, and I will put together a video when I have some time and go from there. But for $1 a month, it'll help me out a lot, and it can also help you out a lot by learning some more about some toys. Because I have a lot of toys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.